Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. I'm Tracy Daviero, the confidence coach for virtual assistants. If you've already started your VA business, but you are ready for better clients, higher rates, and more consistency, I'm so glad you're here today. Today I want to talk about why your VA business makes you feel like you are running to catch up. Our quote today is from Zig Ziglar. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24-hour days. You have to know the best path to where you want to go, and you have to follow that path. It's the most efficient way. You got to be your own GPS. Let's go. Today we're talking about something that I see so often with VAs, especially once you get past that really beginning stage of your business. You're working, you're showing up, you maybe had some clients, you even have clients right now. But your business feels scattered. Your days feel scattered, a little bit all over the place, a little bit unclear. Like you're doing a lot, but you're not really building anything solid. You feel constantly busy, but at the end of the week, you're not really sure what actually moved forward. You might even look back and think, what did move forward this week? And if that's you, I want you to understand something. It's not because you're doing something wrong. Well, not entirely anyway. You are missing something very important though. And once you figure out what that thing is, everything will feel a lot simpler. I promise. It is not time management. When your business feels scattered, most people think it's a time problem. They think, I need to manage my time better. I need to be more productive. I need to get more done, right? That's super common. It's totally normal. If you're feeling like that, no problem. We often feel like we have to find time to do more stuff, right? Like marketing, we need to find time. Networking, we need to find time. More time that we're not putting in right now, and so on. Maybe you've told yourself you just need to be more disciplined. Maybe you've bought a new planner, set up a new routine, created a new system. But you'll find that that's not actually the issue, at least not always. The real issue, in my experience, is a lack of structure. You don't have a plan. You don't have a clear framework for what you're offering, who you're trying to attract, and how you're going to consistently bring in those clients. And if those pieces aren't clear to you, then everything else starts to feel messy because you're making decisions then in the moment instead of following a plan. You can make all the lists and buy all the fancy new planners that you want, but it won't change a thing if you don't actually focus on the structure of what you're doing or what you want to do, where you want to go. Remember last episode, I told you how important a plan is. Not having to figure out what you need to do today, but already having it mapped out and just doing it and then moving on. It makes the action so much smaller. And what happens without that plan? Well, maybe you end up saying yes to random work. You take on projects that aren't quite the right fit, but they feel like an opportunity. You change direction every couple of weeks because something new sounds like it might be better or might work better. Does this sound familiar? It sure does to me. I have done this a million times, guys. And the thing is, until we realize we're doing the wrong things, we can't even stop and do the right things instead. We feel busy, we feel productive, right? You're trying different things. You're posting here, networking there, tweaking your services or tweaking something, but you're not sticking with anything long enough to actually see the results. Every day you feel like you're starting over, starting again. You don't get traction. You don't feel like you're moving forward, and that is actually really exhausting. I've done this a lot in my VA career. You are not alone if you're in the middle of it right now. Trust me. I fired or lost a client, and then I decided I had to go and find another one. But with a VA business that was often full or booked out, I didn't have a plan. So I started trying to figure out who I can connect with to get another client quickly. And that didn't work, at least not quickly. If it did work that way, honestly, it was just sheer luck, and it wasn't even something that I could reproduce regularly, which is the important piece. That's what you want. You want that consistency, that framework, that plan. It's why it's one of the main things that I help VAs with now, because I really did struggle with it so much. I don't even think I saw the value of it until I actually had a system that was working for me. And having a plan really helps you see what you need to do so that you can do it. And it also helps you monitor it and make changes when necessary. If things aren't quite heading in the right direction, that's when you can make a change. But you're monitoring it. You know where you're supposed to go. And it's like, this isn't working. Why not? Let's figure it out and let's make sure that we tweak it, not completely change directions. I can't even tell you how many VAs I've worked with, not because I don't want to, but literally because it's been hundreds, who just post to social media and hope it works, or who go to a networking meeting and meet not one decent client or connection, or they spend hours searching job boards just to still not get any clients. None of those are a system. None of them are a plan. They're equivalent to kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Having a plan means numbers. It means having daily actions. It means understanding what you need to do to get the connections and the conversations that you have to get a client, many clients. And here's the part that's really important to consider. Being busy in your VA business is not the same as building a business. You can be busy every single day and still feel stuck, still be stuck, still have crappy clients, and still be doing work that you don't want to do. Or worse, not having any clients and not even knowing where to find some. If you're spending all day looking, then your plan is not good. I'm very sorry to say that, but that is the honest to God's truth. You can be answering emails, doing client work, posting occasionally on social media, researching ideas, tweaking your website, and still not have a clear offer, a plan for growth, and any predictability at all in your income. And that's where the frustration comes from. It's how a lot of VAs voice their frustration to me. They say, I'm doing everything and I'm not getting any clients. You are putting in the effort. You're not sitting around doing nothing. So we say, good for you for that, right? You're trying, but the effort isn't bringing any results. But what is that everything to you? Is it literally posting on every social media platform or running around to every RFP site and checking for someone who needs help? These are the everythings that I hear all the time. It's not the right plan. It can be a part of your plan. Let me be really clear about that. But it can't be the only plan. You have to have something that builds on itself. Doing everything is a scattered effort instead of what I like to call focused momentum. And over time, that will start to wear on you. You'll start questioning yourself. You'll start wondering if this is actually going to work. And you'll start feeling like it isn't going to work. And it might not if you keep doing what you're doing. But I want you to know that if you think other people just get it in a way that you don't, that's not true. Not entirely, anyway. It's not about your skill. It's about the structure. And I want you to really listen to this message. If you don't know how to get great clients for your VA business, you need to learn how. Can I say it again? If you don't know how to get great clients for your VA business, you need to learn how. And that often means working with someone like me who can help you create that repeatable plan that you can put into practice every day. You're doing the wrong things over and over and you're expecting a different result. If this sounds like you, then it is time to get help. I tell you guys all the time that I don't know everything, and I don't. I certainly didn't as a VA who struggled for 8 years crawling around on job boards, doing cheap work, spending so much time doing what I thought was marketing before I actually started working with a business coach who saw things so much clearer that I just could not see because I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. What did I do? I raised my rates overnight. I tell you this all the time. Seriously, I went from $25 an hour to $50 an hour in one day. And my business coach helped me see my true value to my clients. He helped me map out my packages and pricing and helped me find my people who to network with. I couldn't see it myself, not because I lacked the skill to do it, but I lacked the knowledge, the structure, the plan, and the vision. And it was so clear for him. And so that's what I help VAs with all these years later, clearing that field and finding the path to your best clients. I promise you everything is clearer and easier with a plan, with the right plan, and with the support to execute that plan. This is exactly where VAs like you are when they're deciding that they're ready to take things seriously. Are you? You're not starting from zero. You're not completely brand new. You have done enough to know that this can work for you and that you want it to work for you, but you also know that you don't have the structure to make it happen. You've been trying, it's not working. And this is the piece that's really hard to build on your own, because when you're in the middle of it, it's really hard to be objective, right? It's really hard to see things clearly. Everything feels important. Everything feels like something you should be doing. You see VAs offering different services. You hear different advice online. You get ideas constantly. And without some kind of a filter, you try to do all of it. Maybe you think you'll try a few things and see what works for you. That's not a bad idea. But what you're probably just doing is creating more noise for yourself. And then what happens? Then you start the second guessing, more starting and stopping. And this is exactly the thing that gets VAs stuck for way longer than they need to be stuck. Not because they're not trying, not because you're not trying, but because you don't have a simple grounded plan to follow. I'm going to say it again. You need a plan. So how do we fix this? It's not more ideas. It's not another list of things to try. It's actually not even doing more. In fact, it's doing less, but doing more with clarity. So you need a simple set of services, a clear direction, and a plan that you can actually follow. And just as importantly, you need support in making those decisions. It's hard to make a decision to go in a direction you've never been in before. So we second guess our decisions all the time, right? It's one of the biggest reasons this feeling continues, the second guessing. You pick a direction and then you question it. You set your services and then you wonder if you should change them. You start taking action and then you hesitate. And that hesitation stops you completely, or at least slows everything down. Working on your own is great until you have to be the one holding yourself accountable to do the things you say you want to do. And I know it's super easy to second guess yourself or change direction. And that's why it's really important to have someone else help you stay on course. When you have the goal of finding your people, finding great clients, that's a super important goal for your business, isn't it? And so we want to give all the attention to it. We want to do it correctly. Having someone outside your business who can help you make decisions and stick with them and stay focused and stick with the plan is the best help you can give yourself. It changes everything, because by doing that, now you're no longer constantly starting over, you're actually building. I worked with a VA once who started her business by working with her old boss as her first clients. I did that too. I love it because that's what I did too. So many of us, lots of us as VAs do that. But then she struggled to get more clients. Why? Because she didn't actually know how to get clients. She knew what she could do. She knew who she could help, but she didn't realize that she needed to find these people online or offline and actually have conversations with them every day until she found someone who was ready to pay for her help. It's not about selling to everyone. It's about finding those people who are ready. And the cool part is that once you find your people, all you have to do is show up every day and help them, and you are going to get clients. It really honestly couldn't be any simpler. That is exactly the way it happened for me too. It took a long time for me to get to that point. So what I like to do is I help VAs get there faster. In the boot camp that's coming up this month, that's exactly what we're doing, getting you moving in the direction of booked and busy. So let's talk briefly about what happens when you put this kind of structure and accountability and support and stability into your virtual assistant business. Your decisions get easier. You're not constantly wondering what to do next. Your marketing becomes clearer because you know who you're speaking to and you know what you're offering. Your confidence starts to build because you're not guessing anymore. And your efforts start to compound because you're doing the same things right consistently instead of jumping around every day or every week. And that's how you start momentum, not from doing more, but from doing the right things consistently with the clarity that you need and obviously with the support too. If you're listening to this and thinking, yes, this is exactly how my VA business feels right now, then this is what we focus on inside Booked and Busy Bootcamp. It's not about adding more to your plate. It's about simplifying what's already there. And we're going to take all of those moving pieces and bring them together into something that actually makes sense for you. We help you get clear on your services, create a plan for getting clients, and actually start building momentum in your business marketing. So you're not just busy, you actually are growing. And you're doing it in a way that feels manageable and doable. not overwhelming. Because Booked and Busy is a 12-week program, so we're going to work together for a while, and that's a good thing. We don't overwhelm you with 10 things to do at once and then expect you to walk away and get it all done. We'll ramp up to make sure that you're ready and you're moving at the right pace for you. You'll have to make decisions. You'll have to move out of your comfort zone, and you'll have to talk to people. So scary, but it gets easier. I love working with VAs who are ready to do all that, and I'm going to be here to answer your questions and help you when something gets hard. You will not do anything alone unless you choose to, and you will understand your value, who you help, how you help them, and you will know where your people are long before this boot camp is over, because I'll help you find them. And as soon as you want to, you can start connecting with them. I'm actually really excited. This is my favorite way to help VAs who are struggling with to get great clients. And it's often the way that I help my private clients, but it's in a group setting, way more affordable, and honestly, lots more fun whenever you work with a group. I think it's a no-brainer. I'm not sure if you do. You can absolutely send me a DM if you are wondering if this program is right for you. It's still a few weeks away from starting. I think it's reasonably priced. I'm super happy to get this group together and get to work. If you need clients, let me help you get on the path to get them right now. So that's all I've got for you today, but let's circle back to today's quote from the incredible Zig Ziglar. Did I tell you that I saw him live once? It was a long time ago in my sales job, and yes, he was very much a salesy guy. I have to say I actually didn't like it at the time, although I learned a lot from him. But since I've been doing this on my own now, and I'm not attached to the outcome of any conversation I ever have, which is something I'll teach you in the boot camp if you haven't done that before, I look back at him messaging, and I actually agree with it even more now than I did then. So he says, lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24-hour days. It's super basic. Let's start using your time smarter and actually get you what you want from your VA business. Let's get that direction in place, right? Check out the Booked and Busy Bootcamp at yourvamentor.com/bootcamp. Let me know if you are in. Registration is open now. If you just have questions, otherwise, I'm an open book, guys. You can message me anytime, and I will help you out to the best of my ability. I so appreciate you tuning into the podcast every week, and especially this week. I look forward to connecting with you. I look forward to speaking with you. But that is all we have for today. So I'll see you next time.